because our showrunner thought I deserved it. You know, Netflix was like, not this time around. So
it's also money. What we don't understand, because we're coming with our talent to the table, Kevin. Like one of the things that I've shared to this community often is that, you know, I did 7 seasons on Bosch and I was not a series regular, right? For that. And we pushed for it. And Amazon was just over and over again. It's like, this is the billing. These are the people that get the series regular, and going from that. And I understood that that was just a financial decision, that we as actors can't let that affect our craft decision, if it makes sense. This is our business hat, what's going on, because I was doing each season, I was doing 10 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
10 out of 10 episodes, you know, had my own storyline, solving cases on that show. And anybody looking at that, anybody on the outside looking at that would already think DaJuan's one of the series regulars of the show, right?
Yeah.
But then behind the scenes, when you really peel back and we're talking about money, it's a different business. And, you know, I think hopefully what I've been doing this season of the podcast is trying to dismantle some of those expectations that just aren't true in our industry. That just aren't true. Like what it means to be a series regular. Why, you know, does it mean we aren't good enough? Does it mean our craft? It has nothing to do with that sometimes. Sometimes they're just trying to make money, trying to make the line items, you know, for money on an episode. If they can pay you, I'm just giving you a rough number, $10,000 and not $50,000, they can get some other colorful things going on with that. You know what I mean? So it does come down to money. So I think you were a series regular. How about that, Kevin?
Well, thanks, man. Back at you. I'm sure Titus thinks the same thing.
You know, listen, Titus, I have to say, Titus was amazing. And he understood all the workings of that. But Titus, from the pilot, never treated me any different. There was no like, oh, this guy's just coming in as a co-star, you know, from that pilot. And that was my journey too, by the way. Co-star, then I got upped in season 3.
Wow.
You know, yeah.
So
I did not have a recurring part on there, meaning that's not what they said on my billing at all. When I was hired as a no-name co-star.
Wow.
As a uniform officer number 1. And I asked for a name before I would take the job. And it was just doing my best work on that first pilot, man. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't walk in thinking he's just a co-star, because I love what you said. I love what you say. And I've said this before, maybe it was my naivete. I didn't know the difference between the billing and stuff like that. And, you know, it was one of those things when Titus said to me, you know, when we shot our scene, he's like, I'll see you around. I was like, yeah. You know, but little did I know I was talking to number 1.
Yeah.
And when he said,
so you didn't know that you were coming back yet. Like,
I had no idea. I had no idea. We finished that, and it was only supposed to be that one-off. In that pilot, it was a one-off. And, you know, the producers on that show will say, DaJuan, you acted your way into more on this show. Because my first episode, and that's what I try to tell actors, my first episode, I didn't walk in there and let me just blend in. I walked in there, I was like, I came in here to do a job. The billing, what actors get all caught up in, the billing, nobody on the other side of that screen understands about that billing. We all do behind the scenes because it's our industry, right? Mm-hmm. But when they're looking, they're like, oh, he's just that part. They're looking at you to bring it. They don't understand the difference of co-star and a co-star. Does that make sense? Like a co-star that comes in and says a line or two, or a co-star. They're like, oh, that was your co-star DaJuan, or that was your co-star Kevin. They don't get it, if that makes those words are synonymous. So I showed up. Right. And we get it. So it's very interesting to hear you say the similarities in there, the naivete, and how sometimes we just got to show up, man. We got to show up and do our job. Right.
Of course. Yeah. And you get on set and they see what you bring to the table, and they'll bring you back if they like you, man, unless they kill you off or something.